Hi there, it's Liz Yuille from Old Staples Crafts here, and welcome to Why Not Wednesday. And today's Why Not is why not let's have a look at the Christmas in July starter pack, because as you know, if you've been watching my YouTube channel for most of July, we have a special offer on for new demonstrators. If you want to sign up with my team, the standard deal is that for £99, and that includes free postage and packing, you can select up to £130 of product of your choice. So you're not made to choose anything in particular. So if you've already got quite a lot of Stampin' Up stuff, you don't have to double up just because the starter kit makes you have it. It's purely what you want in your starter kit. So that's brilliant. So say £99, you get £130 worth of product. Plus, in July, you get the Carols of Christmas stamp set on the clear mount, 2 D blocks, and this is a D block with one of the stamps on it, a pair of paper snips, a snail adhesive, a bone folder, and a pad of grid paper. The value of those items is £65, so you're up to £195 for £99. Plus you get a pack of 8 catalogues to give out to your friends and family to start getting their creative juices running, and various other business supplies, so order forms and stuff like that. So all that for £99, including free shipping, can be yours if you join my team in July. So hopefully you will do so. That would be great to join you. So why not Wednesday? Why not let's make a card with that, with all those bits and pieces and a few more bits and pieces. So this is the card that we are making today. I have included, because as a demonstrator I have been able to pre-order these, the card front builder thinlets. And once you've bought your starter kit, you will be able to pre-order these as well. And this is the complete set of those. So, I mean, they are beautiful, and most of them, I say most of them, a lot of them work with the stamps. So we've got 2 sets of ornaments which work with the stamps, with these stamps here. These leaves and holly leaves are those. The poinsettia fits into the corner, and the little deer is so cute. And then this is the one that I'm using today, and then we've got a little frame as well, plus the trees. So having made it with Night of Navy, which struck me as being a good place to start, with this lovely new metallic edged ribbon, today I am going to make it in real red, and I'm going to use gold accents. So let's get started. I'm going to start by doing the die cutting, for which I just need the top, this little top piece, which I've just noticed I've got some bits of card still in. So I'm just going to run that through my Big Shot, and all I'm doing is just running it across that very top bit there. So bear with while I drag in on my wonderful IKEA trolley my Big Shot, which I'm using the magnetic platform so that I know that everything's in the right place. I will run it back and forth so that I know I have cut everything nicely. Right, so that's those bits, and on my really old cutting plate you can see all the bits that have punched out, and I've just used the magnetic platform and a standard acrylic plate, so nothing special, not the precision base plate or anything like that. I try not to use the precision base plate unless I absolutely have to, because it can not dull your dies, but it can just, once you've used your dies on the precision base plate, you kind of have to continue doing so. So if I don't need to, I try not to. So that's all the die cutting. I wanted to only do a little bit of die cutting because this is mostly about the stamp set. I'm going to go with the Peace on Earth again. So I need my embossing buddy. I'm just going to run that over my real red cardstock and grab my Versamark and ink up my stamp. So the embossing buddy, for those of you who are new, is so that it takes off any sticky fingerprints, which particularly today, as it's quite a warm day here in South Oxfordshire, there could be quite a lot of sticky fingerprints. Now, I happen to know that the edges of the stamp are square on, because the stamp is obviously at a bit of an angle. It's got this nice sort of wave to it. So long as I use this edge here to line up against, I say against, parallel to the edge of my stamp, my card, particularly if I put my card in the middle of the grid paper, then I know that I am sort of straight. I'm going to make sure that that's well pressed down, because we want to make sure we've got lots of ink ready to attach our embossing powder to. And you can see the impression there. So I'm grabbing my gold embossing powder, which I keep in an airtight box, and just with a piece of cardstock that I've punched out, I can just pop the embossing powder over my stamped image, tap that off, just make sure that there aren't any obvious splodges anywhere, which there aren't. Nope. So pop that to one side and seal the lid. There's no point in having it in an airtight box if you don't seal the lid really. Right, so my heat gun, as you know, it's got two settings. So for embossing you want it on the second. I'll pop this under my table so that it's not too loud. It's worth heating up your heat gun before you attach it to your, before you put it near your embossing powder. And just thinking about it, it'd be sensible if I put this on my trusty cheese board so I don't burn my fingers. Right, so you can do this from underneath. I like to do it from on top so that I've got a bit more control. And I just hold the heat gun in one place until I know where the heat's hitting, and then I can move round from there. And the key to heat embossing is not to kind of do all this stuff, because you never get the heat up to where you need it to be. Don't overheat, otherwise you can end up with the embossing powder. Oops, excuse me, can't turn it off. You can end up with the embossing powder burning into the card, which is not a good look. So, there we go. Now that's still going to be quite warm, but you can see it's nice and shiny. Yeah, that's set. And because I had it on the board, that also helps keep it reasonably flat. So, I want this to be, to feature gold as the main colour, but because I'm using very vanilla ribbon, I'm going to use a very vanilla card base, which is just a piece of A5 cut in half and then scored down the middle. But I want this to be gold, so I have cut a piece of gold foil card. I will have all the dimensions on my blog as ever, but this happens to be roughly 2 inches by just over 3 3/4. This is my usual sort of first layer mat, so my larger mat, so that's 3 7/8. So this is just slightly smaller than that. So all I'm going to do is attach that to the back there, and you should be able to see that there's just a very, very, very slight gap around the outside. And to do that, I'm going to bring in my silicone mat and some fast fuse, because I want to make sure that everything is absolutely definitely stuck. And then just pop this on strategic points, not least of all the corners. Yep, that should do. I just want to make sure I've got a little bit over that hole there, so I'm just going to stick my poking tool through there. Right, so, and that bit's just flipping over the edge a bit. So I'm going to take my piece of foil card and just pop that so that it is behind my cutouts. So that now has, I hope you can see, nice shiny gold. So all we need to do now is attach our ribbon. So this is a piece of the Very Vanilla with gold edge, and I've got another shorter piece to tie the knot. So this is about 5.5 inches. So to make sure that's in the right place, again, I'm going to pop this card onto my grid paper and run a bit of fast fuse. Let's just make sure, yep. So if I come and just pop my fast fuse there and there, I know that that should be even. And then just flip that round, and then again line it up on my grid paper and pop that over. And I don't want this to be too tight, because what I now want to do is take my short piece and just tie this in a half knot. Now this ribbon does have a bit of a tendency to fray, and I've probably cut this a little bit short, but I'm sure it'll be fine. And it's only short for the tying purposes. It's exactly the right length for how I want it to look. But yes, you can see it frays. So first things first, I am going to grab my snips and just cut that at an angle. And if it becomes a problem, you can just take a match or a candle lighter and just burn the end of the ribbon to seal it. But for this is fine. And then all I need to do is grab some dimensionals. Struggling for the word there. I'm not going to go mad. You know, we don't need things hanging off it. It's only a card. It's only sticking a card to a card, or a card to a card base. And then one of the things I love about our dimensionals is the backs do actually come off. They do end up all around the house. I'm just going to make this a little better burnish. I have found them in the most bizarre places in our house, but there we go. There we go, so that's that. And just to finish it off, I'm going to grab some metallic shapes, and these are the enamel metallic shapes, which come in a pack of gold and silver, and we've got stars, hearts and circles. And because we're looking at stars, I'm going to take a star, apparently on my finger, and pop that up here, and then a circle there, and a circle there, just so that we've got a triangle round our sentiment. And those are our 2 cards for Why Not Wednesday. Why not a bit of Christmas in July on a Wednesday? I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you found it interesting seeing some of the stamp set that is in the new starter extra kit. And I will see you again soon. If you've enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button, which is down in the bottom right hand corner. All the dimensions will be on the associated blog post, which is listed below. If you need any of these products, obviously you can only get the stamp set if you are a demonstrator or want to sign up into my team, although these will be available in August as a pre-launch for customers as well. But if you want anything else, please hop over to my online store. I really appreciate your custom. I like to think I look after my customers really well. They seem to stick with me, which is always a good sign. So yeah, dimensions in the associated blog post listed below. The items that I've used will be listed below and on my blog post. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye!